Hey everybody, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Jesse.
And today we're going to be taking a look at the Troxus T1 Pro.
Next on Now Let's Review. Troxus sent this scooter to review, but it's not going to affect the way that we review it. That's going to be based purely on our experiences with the scooter.
If there were electric scooters in any of the Halo games, I think they would look something like the Troxus T1 Pro. The design is, well, interesting, and certainly isn't for everyone. From the awkward angles and shapes to the weird gap in the handlebars, this is far from the best looking scooter that we've seen. Alright, so what are your thoughts on the looks of the T1 Pro?
I like it, but it's only because when I was a kid, I played Halo 1 and Halo 2. This looks like if the Pillar of Autumn was a scooter or some kind of Forerunner technology. And so for that reason, I like the look of it. If it was for any other reason, if I'd never heard of Halo before, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a good chance you don't like the looks of it. It's very, I don't know. Halo is really the only adjective I have.
When we first got it, someone I was with pointed out that it looks like a shotgun or a railgun from Halo, and that stuck with me very much. It definitely does have that look. It could be right out of one of those games. But yeah, other than that, it is not very attractive. It has that kind of like weird angle, like overly bulky look to it, and definitely is not for everybody. It's also far from the nicest scooter, as it certainly has some build quality issues. Most of the scooter's components feel cheap, the handlebars don't even fit on right, everything rattles when riding, and it just doesn't feel well put together. The 36-volt, 7.5 amp-hour lithium-ion battery is supposed to be removable, but despite my best efforts, I absolutely cannot get the battery out. Thankfully, it can still be charged with the battery in the scooter, but that limits the convenience factor significantly since the scooter weighs 45 pounds and takes 8 to 10 hours to charge. It does fold down and will fit inside a car trunk pretty easily, but won't be great to carry upstairs or for any long period of time. Yeah, and the build quality as well overall is just not great. When I was riding it, everything was like shaking and rattling. It felt like pieces weren't really put securely together. I don't think it would have held up for a long time if we had ridden it a ton, like put tons and tons of miles on it. It seems like it would definitely need a lot of maintenance as far as just tightening screws and keeping everything hunkered down together. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing when you get something out of the box and it doesn't feel like it was fully assembled. It features a thumb throttle on the right handlebar, a bell and brake lever on the left handlebar, and a center-mounted display that shows speed, the odometer, ride mode, a headlight indicator, and real-time throttle and braking input. This information would be great to see outside while riding the scooter, but it's very difficult to do so because of how dim the screen is when in sunlight. It also has a handlebar-mounted headlight, integrated deck lights, and a brake light on the rear fender. The braking is a combination of regenerative braking from the front-mounted 350-watt hub motor and a disc brake on the back wheel. To its credit, the Troxus does brake pretty well, and the back brakes are strong enough to skid the tire easily. The thumb throttle is fine and easy enough to use, but the auto cruise control kicks in after only a few seconds of maintaining a constant speed. This means you have to constantly modulate your speed a little bit to avoid cruise control activating, and although it's a minor inconvenience, it's still enough to take away from the riding experience. The front-mounted motor can bring the Troxus up to a top speed of 15 miles per hour, which is a perfectly reasonable speed for this kind of scooter. The ride comfort at that speed, or at any speed, isn't going to be the best. It has 9.3-inch solid rubber tires which provide no shock absorption. It also technically has suspension, but I could only get it to compress by jumping on the scooter with all of my weight, and even that only made it budge a little bit. With solid tires, no useful suspension, and subpar build quality, the Troxus is a bumpy ride that rattles and vibrates too much to take on anything other than brand new pavement. It has a claimed range of 37 miles, and although I didn't get a chance to fully test the range of the T1 Pro, I wouldn't want to ride it for more than a few minutes at a time. If this were a cheap, budget-friendly scooter, I might be able to overlook some of these shortcomings.
All right, Ethan, so we have a very interesting looking scooter. We don't really like the build quality, the power isn't really there. What's the price? Is that going to kind of make up for it?
So on their website, they say it's currently on sale for $549 US.
Okay.
Normally, supposedly $700. So I don't know if this is one of those situations where it's like a permanent sale to always make it look like you're getting some kind of deal. even if that's the case, I think $550 is a little much for what you get with this scooter, considering the build quality issues, and it just feels not so sturdy and everything. If it is actually normally $700, I think that is well beyond what you should spend on anything of this quality.
Right.
There are tons of other options from other companies that are in the similar price range or even less than the scooter that are much higher quality, are more trustworthy, have, you know, just all in all would be a better purchase.
I have to say, there is one type of person who really would want this scooter. I'm
Who would that be?
always looking for who is this product for, no matter what it is, what kind of e-bike or an e-scooter. This is for, I would think, a 12 to 16-year-old who really likes Halo, who has a Halo suit and has some money to burn. This would be an excellent addition to a Halo costume, specifically for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get all the houses. It doesn't matter if it sounds or whatever good, it's gonna match your costume.
Right, that's actually quite a good point. I can't really see it going well with any other outfit, to be honest. Like, I'm not visualizing.
Elsa doesn't really fit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little more tricky. I think
Right.
it's really someone who loves Halo, and I know there's a lot of those people out there. So if you love Halo, I do think, and I'm like really close. I'm really close to being like, I really like this scooter just because of the looks.
Yeah.
But what do you think? I would love to know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that it is worth ponying up a little bit extra money for a scooter that doesn't perform as well just because it lines up with one of your favorite gaming franchises? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I could be completely wrong. But regardless, please hit the like button. Because that helps us out a lot here on this show. We want to bring you more and more content. We have lots of content lined up, so hit the subscribe button as well. We'll see you next week. Now let's review.